Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Lord N. And as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about their movies, theme parks, merchandising, I guess DVD, direct to video DVDs, or whatever else you can think of, I guess. So, again, this is going to be a bit of an update, I guess you can say, in regards of the whole Florida and Disney thing. So yeah, Disney had made this statement, of course, as of late. So yeah, it would actually cost them quite the Republicans. I mean, it would cost the Republicans quite a bit of money to actually do what they wanted. Of course, this is also in reference of the previous video I just mentioned, because the Republicans couldn't really get what they wanted. Not really. Um, but of course, this was a feat that was too big anyway. And of course, a lot of people who support the individual, the governor, of course, kept calling Disney a bunch of hypocrites about whatnot. How dare they want to use their own taxes to help themselves and whatnot? But I find that again, I find this all right. This was something I mentioned before a number of times already. So this is like the ninth video, I guess. But yeah, just like I said, I just want to update on a few things here because of what I just found. That's all I'm doing here, folks. Just giving a little bit of an update, even though there was already a conclusion, I guess you can say. But yeah, basically, when the criticism, well, okay, the counter criticism, if you want to put it in like that, counterpoint, I guess, is that how can they begin on Disney's case for wanting to use its own taxes from its own theme parks and using a lot of land to fix itself by itself? It's like a little loop, I guess you can say. I guess the better word is self-sustaining organization kind of thing. Because Walt Disney, even when it was alive, he always wanted to have like a town or something for the whole family, which is also another thing I brought up before. He always wanted to have like a something for the entire family to to join just join together and just have fun. Which in the grand scheme of things does make sense because 9 times out of 10 somebody's gonna be with a family. Rather than like a married couple is wanting to start a family and they have like a few kids, or those relatives staying together. So yeah, in America, 9 times out of 10 somebody is with a family. Is what I'm getting at. So with that in mind, it does make perfect sense to capitalize and that kind of a thing, which is fine. It does make sense when you think about it. But point being is that you can use that very money to basically help itself, like a self-containing, self-serving kind of a thing, I guess, have its own privileges. But yeah, a lot of the Republicans were actually criticizing Disney for that. But again, my counterpoint was that the like the whole tax accept, however you pronounce that, this tax exception. I think that's how you pronounce it, tax exception. Basically, that's like the main thing to keep. Okay, that aside from the fact that it was support the LGBT community, aside from that criticism they gave them, that aside from that, one of their main criticism is the tax exceptions that they will do. My counter argument is that my counterpoint, I guess you can say my counterpoint is that they don't get mad at the mega churches for doing that, like Joe Osteen. Or matter of fact, it doesn't just have to be just him. Don't be thinking I'm just picking on him. Just any church, literally any church, even the more small town churches. None of them are ever taxed. None of them. And there's a lot of churches, I do mean a lot, across America, whether it's in Alabama or New York or whatever, I guess. There's a lot of them. There's a lot. And none of them are ever taxed. Do anybody ever bring that up? Do any of these Republicans bring that up as a counter argument? Nope, they absolutely don't. If anything, they're actually in support of the fact that they're going to have their own self-governing thing if it's all Christian, or Jehovah's Witnesses, or whatever denomination of Christianity you can think of. But anyway, but all right, don't I know they're gonna bring up the argument that if you tax the churches, oh, you're gonna hate God. I mean, they're already saying that anyway because the if you support Disney, if you support the LGBT plus community, they will claim that you're gonna hate God anyway. which makes no sense. But anyway, like I said, like in the article I just mentioned, yeah, it's going to cost them quite a bit of money, which just can paying that much can backfire on the citizens who live there, or at least the people who live near the theme park anyway. The resort governing board says that when Florida had created this thing and to improve decades ago, the state, of course, wanted to protest against the debt holders and not to alter its status unless all debts are paid off, which I mentioned in the previous video, folks. So yeah, there was also the when the Disney would pull out or whatever the receipts from the 19 since the 1960s, not to limit the district's ability to fulfill the terms of any agreement made with the shareholders of any bonds or the any other say kind of a thing, a deal, I guess, and not to impair the bondholders' rights or modify the agreement until all bonds, costs, and expenses are fully paid off and dismissed. And because of these things, the district said that it will explore its options while continuing its present thing. It's what it's trying to do is kind of deal despite the plan to revoke its standing. So a lot of the this is of course going on and whatnot. So yeah, this is something definitely to think about. Of course, the critics would like to point out that the Walt Disney Company as a whole basically just became a shell of its former self. Of course, they're just gonna go on say this kind of thing again. It just goes back to the fact that the company supports the LGBT plus community, and yes, they had. I know again a constant thing I keep bringing up over and over again. I'm getting tired of bringing it up because I'm repeating myself here. The whole gay day thing that Disney had, of course, had done since the late 1990s. But anyway, I keep bringing that up over and over again, which I'm getting sick of because I'm coming off on really repetitive right here, folks. And when it comes to the land that it's on, they want to pretty much prevent it, at least do it in the way they want to anyway. Maybe not prevent it all the way, but at least do it in the way they deem necessary. I mean, from the Republicans, obviously. Yeah, when Disney is going to eventually expand the theme parks in one way or another, but they want to put it in such a way only they can approve of, in which they deem necessary, of course, which is absurd because this is a way to expand upon what Disney had originally wanted to do. When Walt Disney was alive, he wanted to make a little town, or a city, or whatever you call it, and of course, people, the critics of this kind of a thing, keep saying that Disney wants to do its own government. It wants to create its own state. No, that's not what it's trying to do whatsoever. It's not trying to create its own government, like its own nation and its own state. That's not what it's trying to do. What's up? And just come on. Another thing that critics seem to bring up is that Disney is only doing this just for the money and nothing else. It doesn't really care about any sort of values from the LGBT plus community or anyone else for that matter. I mean, okay, first of all, wanting to make money, that alone doesn't have to be a bad thing whatsoever. Again, this makes them a bunch of hypocrites because a lot of these Christians make money, a lot of money, from donations, and of course the fact that they don't have to pay taxes, that alone saved them quite a bit of money. And not only that, since Disney makes a lot of let's go to the fact that okay, Disney makes a lot of money off of movies alone, and okay, some more than others, sure, but let's go to cinema. Look at the God's Not Dead series or any other propaganda from the Christians. Those movies make a truck ton of money. Those who's to say that a lot of the Christians aren't just making these propaganda movies just for money? Even with the music, there's a lot of money to be made from the music alone as well. If a lot of these Christians want to make money off of music for the rest of their lives, they'd be set for life because the music alone can just be ranking money, just like the movies would that they make. And yes, I'm calling God's Not Dead movies propaganda because that's what it is. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, those are not the only examples. There's plenty of examples where Disney had and Disney some Disney movies have featured Christian things. But what I'm getting at is that the companies that just produce nothing but Christian stuff, Christian shows. Oh, look at the Seven Helmet Club, which yes, I would say is also propaganda. Pat Robinson had also, of course, expressed grudges against the LGBT plus community, kind of them wicked and whatnot. So it just seems odd that this is the topic that's going to be, of course, announced. Of course, it was expressed numerous concerns about the state's plans on impact on Crete from his financing some sort of plan, of course, from to potential changes, of course, in its benefits and security for its current which are firefighters and whatnot. And that's another thing when it comes to the security guards, the officers, or whatever you can think of. Yes, Disney's already has enough money to pay for all that. So what? And again, they're just going on the president. There's going to be some sort of government kind of a thing. This big nation, which is not just trying to do. Again, they just keep hammering the thing. I know, excuse me if I'm sounding a little bit repetitive here, folks, but they just keep bringing up the same argument over and over and over and over again. Disney will become some sort of rogue nation and whatnot, which is, of course, is a complete lie. But moreover, yeah. But the thing is that, uh, yeah, there was some sort of arrangement, of course, when it comes to this. As the state moved against Disney, the state's bond debt quickly became a worrisome because, of course, it involves money they have to pay back. Obviously, the country officials have been airing their own concerns about this sudden booming responsibility for providing this kind of thing when it comes to the essentials, the when it comes to the emergencies and its services in the area, stuff like this. Like for the hospitals, or when the people have to send the people to pick up the individuals and take them to the hospital, or whatever, and whatnot. This kind of stuff became a worrisome for these people because they know they're gonna pay for the districts, whatever services, like for the police officers, for the firefighters, just to name a couple of things, or if the whole hospital thing, when the ambulance has to come on pick up the individual, like I was saying, something like that, that has to be paid. They have to pay for this kind of a thing. So, if anything, it would actually be for the Republicans. It would be really costly. They actually want to do this kind of thing and actually succeeded. So they'll be pretty much kicking us. They're pretty much kicking their own head. No, wait. I guess the better phrase would be to be shooting themselves in the foot. Is what I'm getting at. Which makes no sense when you think about it. I mean, okay, to be technical, it would be the citizens who are doing this. It would be the citizens in that area who would have to pay for all these services and whatnot. And yes, it would be costly for the citizens who live there. Maybe not the Republicans who are in the party, but I'm pretty sure that the Republicans will find a sneaky way to avoid all that, which I'm sure they will. But if anything, yes, it'll be costly for the citizens, of course. Which, of course, it's just come on, people, give me a break. But yeah, it just seems like something that that'll be a concern of theirs. Well, not really. As long as they can avoid spending too much money, I guess. But anyway, I guess just to wrap things up, don't almost done here, folks. Almost done. Like I said, it was just a bit of an update. Yeah, even though this video is pretty long, of course. But anyway, I just want to make this because to give my 2 cents, no pun intended, and just to talk about the one article here and there, of course. And yeah, it just seems like a ridiculous thing that this is still an issue with some people, of course. And yes, so of course, several options were stated to address the condition, of course, the situation, and maybe make the case not so clear cut, I guess, as the law stands and can see the any way it is against its challenges and whatnot. And of course, there'll be this county attorney who specializes in the local government and property legislation and whatnot, says that the state's move against won't hold up under a lawsuit as this member situation. What as the reports, of course, were made. So there's going to be plenty of struggles when it comes to the law and whatnot, folks. Is what I'm getting at. So yes, there would be a big of an issue here, folks, to go more of what they want. So this just seems odd to me that they all this, like I said before, as if it wasn't bloody obvious it is, as it was, like I said multiple times in multiple occasions with these multiple videos I've been making, where it's just the fact that it's plain and simple. They don't like the fact that they're supporting the LGBT plus community. As I said multiple times already, um, the law, these laws, kind of stuff is extremely vague. So misinformation can be easily spread because of that. So people can misinterpret a lot of stuff quite fast because again, it's far too vague. And in some ways, it was done on purpose. I can see that because, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, it's the way they worded it. The way the Republicans worded it is just trying to make sure it doesn't sound too mean to the LGBT community, even though despite the fact they were actually against that. All right, folks. Like I said, I guess that'll be it. I guess until some other time. I'm pretty sure there might be something else. I guess when it comes to the people of Florida, I don't know what's going on with people in Florida. I don't get it. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's something in the water that they're drinking. I don't know. What's going on here? This makes no sense at all. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every Florida post is like this. Not all of them, of course, obviously not. But just what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Anyway, folks, that'll be it. I know this has been a long ass video, so I appreciate the view. So, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh, yeah.